Hello and welcome back to another ranking where I am going to let you know which products might be worth skipping and which products might be worth picking up. I do this ranking, I want to say once every 1-2 months, basically going through all of the products that I've been using either here on YouTube or when traveling or behind the scenes, letting you know how I feel about them. This is my final verdict, basically my final review of these products. We're reviewing quite a lot of products today, and I actually have quite a lot of products in the bottom position, things that just did not work out for me. Some of them is going to be because they weren't perfect for me, and some of them are going to be because I just don't think they're a good formulation. I want to say sorry, but I'm not that sorry. The one that I am going to put in the bottom position is actually this one that's called the Precise Contour and Highlighter from Makeup Revolution. I got this one sent to me as PR. I will link all of these things in the description box, and if it's possible in YouTube shopping, and I will mark out which things I got in PR and which things I bought myself. If I have an affiliate code with them, where you can find them, all of that information is going to be in the description box. So this one is in medium, and it has like a thingamabob that's darker that you can draw on. I think this is mainly meant for a nose and nose contour, but it is very dry. This has the consistency of an eyebrow pencil. So I think that I was not able to blend this out with either a sponge or a brush. I can only blend this out with my finger. So I think that you can probably do a nose contour and blend it out with your finger. In the picture, in the promo material for this one, they do use it on the cheekbone, but it's like a brow pencil. You had to still use your fingers to blend it out. I just don't think this is a good formulation. There also is a little highlighter stick here. This one has a nice formulation. That one I like better, but if 50% of the product is good and the other 50% is, according to me, not something I can use, I don't think that's a good product, so I would not recommend this one. I also have the Pixi on the Glow Super Glow. These sticks, Pixi, I love Pixi, but I love Pixi skincare more than I love Pixi makeup. I actually still use quite a lot of Pixi skincare products. This one is the highlighter stick. All of these, also, can you see that I broke a nail? Girls trip was wild. All of these products from Pixi in a stick, I don't like any of them because I think that they are sticky. My hair gets stuck to them. I don't like the feeling on my skin. I think they are greasy and thick and sticky, and it's not for me. I don't like these at all. Another thing that I personally was very disappointed by, and I feel bad because I actually like the idea of these, and these are the Winx and Colourpop shadow sticks. I think these are so good, and I'm gonna put these as, these are just a little mediocre. These are like duochrome, multichrome eyeshadow sticks. They swatch really good, but they are pretty sheer, so these work best as a sheer topper. Like if you already have an eyeshadow look and just want to make it pop a little bit more, you can pop it in the center of the lid. I thought this was going to be something that I was going to be able to draw on top of a matte eyeshadow and get like a really nice like multichrome or duochrome effect. This one is the green one. It just didn't really work out like that, so I'm kind of disappointed with this product. And it swatches so good. You've already seen some swatches of these two. They swatch so good. They're not as pigmented and opaque as their other crayons, and I wish they were. But they're also affordable, and the multichrome pigments are expensive, and I'm guessing that's why these are the way they are. The matte crayons and the shimmer crayons are much better than these multichrome ones. These multichrome ones are, they're okay. They're okay. And I've been also using the MAC Studio Radiance 24-Hour Luminous Lift Concealer. I got the wrong shade. Mainly this is me forgetting that when MAC says warm, they mean red. So this one is pretty red, and I also got a light medium, and it was just a little bit too dark for be a concealer for me, but it also leans red, and I don't have a red undertone. I have a neutral golden undertone, and I just kind of forgot when I bought this concealer. It is a shame. I have it in NC27, and my foundation shade with MAC is NC30, so I was thinking a little bit lighter but warm, but no, that was NC though. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I got light, medium, warm. I'm not even sure what I got anymore. Maybe I blacked out when I bought this one. That's not the main reason why I don't like it. I think that this one is too thick and it is sticky. And this is a luminous hydrating concealer, and I think that this one is sticky and thick, and it looks a little heavy on my under eyes, and I do need to set my under eyes a little bit, and because this is a little bit sticky, it kind of sucks in the powder and makes it look a little heavy. I like something that's a little bit more self-setting than this one, and we're going to talk about a concealer like that in a bit, that doesn't need as much powder. If you have a lot of fine lines like me and you do need to set your concealer, a concealer that self-sets, that is a little bit almost drier in consistency, can actually be a good thing because you have to use less powder. This one was too heavy for me. Personally, not my favorite. I also feel the same about, I heard some people really loving this one, so don't hate me putting this so close to the bottom. These are the new lip pencils by Fenty. I think these are too creamy. Too much comes off immediately when you draw it on. It becomes like a thick, super opaque, goopy line immediately. You cannot do a fine line. This is too smeary for that. It is like a lipstick in a thin packaging. Once it dries down, it does stay very well, but I want something that I can sheer it out with the pen, or I can start out sheer and build up more, and I can fade with it, and I can do a thinner line. I can't with this one because it is instant, thick, goop-like line, and you have to sharpen it all the time because this is using it like once and then you have to sharpen it because so much product comes off immediately. If you like a super creamy, you touch your lip and you get full on pigment, you will like this. And I've heard people liking this one. This isn't my favorite formula. I want something that's a little bit more precise than this one. This one, it just isn't that. I've also heard a lot of people really liking this Nomad Beauty powder. This wasn't for me. It wasn't the favorite powder for me. I also got a shade, this one was sent to me as PR, and you can tell I got a shade that was too dark for me. I think that this one, it doesn't look better on my skin than not using a powder, and I like a matte face, and I didn't think that this one is, I don't feel like this one did anything for me. Putting it a thin layer all over my face, it didn't do anything. It's supposed to be a finishing powder. It didn't blur, it didn't give shine, it didn't for me, it didn't do anything. I just felt like this was a thin layer of nothing. I could see that it was there because it was slightly too dark for my skin tone. I don't think that this was the right one for me. I did film this look, by the way. It's already live on my channel. I will try and remember to leave that as well. If I forget, let me know. But this look, I did film a full face. It's already live on my channel. This is something that I think that this will be right for the right person, but the right person isn't me. And this is the new Patrick Ta foundation. It is called the Major Skin Hydra Luxe Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation. This is very glowy. It goes on shiny, like it is glowy and not luminous as in like shimmery. It's not shimmery, not like the Makeup by Mario, almost like it looked a little sparkly in the pan. This is not like sparkly in the bottle, in the pan, in the bottle. This one isn't that, but it is extreme. It goes on extremely shiny. So even when I use a mattifying foundation and I set my entire face with powder, I have oily combo skin and I have normal skin in the outer perimeter of my face, but this still goes, I don't want to call it glowy, greasy. My entire face is greasy within 4 hours. And again, I think that there is a person that this is great for. So I've used this outside of YouTube as more of a sheer layer, just like shearing it out and doing more, not like a full coverage foundation, but more like a sheer layer. And it still gets very glowy to the point where I think it looks greasy. I don't like how this looks. With that being said, if you have dry skin, and you want something that will give you maybe glow throughout the day, I do think that this could be for you. But if you do not like dewy skin, I don't see how you're gonna like this. Now we're getting into personal preference. I don't really think that this is a bad product at all. This is a personal preference. This is the Fenty Beauty new lipsticks. I think these are called like the Gloss Bomb lipsticks. Gloss Bomb sticks, that's what they're called. I was hoping this was going to be a little bit more sheer. This is a full-on, opaque, very glassy lip. And when it comes to like glassy, super glossy lips, if it's a satin lipstick, I don't mind if it's like a full opaque. I like that. I like an opaque color. But when it's a glossy stick like this one, I do want to be able to sheer it out a little bit. And this one is, again, like the lip liner. It is full opacity straight out of the gate. If you love a high intensity glossy lip color, if you are the one that have been using some of those lip oils and some of those gloss in a stick and you're like, where's the pigment? Here's the pigment. This is it's like a pigmented lip gloss but in a stick. Not for me, but I do realize who it is for. I just was hoping for something else. That's my own fault for not reading the fine print. I'm happy I just got one shade. And now we're getting into something that this is just a color combo, is not for me. And this is the collaboration between Donnie Darkowicz and Nomad Cosmetics. I will be reviewing the palettes as well. That will be an upcoming video because I have so many palettes to go through, but that is coming as well. So this is the lip gloss, that it is this sheer pink. The lip gloss is beautiful, and then it is a lip liner, and the lip liner is a black and a brown. On my skin color, it looks black. This is just a combo that it's not for me. It's not my aesthetic, but I will say it did work really good for what it is. Will I ever use this combo again? No. I have to be honest, I won't. I actually think that the new powder from Too Faced is pretty good. It's a nice pressed powder. This one is the Born This Way Soft Blur Flexible Finish Setting Powder. I have it in medium. I can wear this under my eyes. I can wear it all over my face. But this is $40 for this pan, and that is just honestly ridiculous. It is not that much product. This is only 4.8 grams. That's less than it is in my Cinch Beauty blushes. In this $40 powder, you're gonna go through this so quickly. I think this is good, but it is not worth the price. And I actually prefer, I don't have it in front of me, but I'm wearing the new Tower 28 powder. I actually prefer that one over this one. And I can promise you right now that it's not $40. Or the NYX HD Press powder from the drugstore. Love that one. Also the Ageless something from CoverGirl in the purple packaging, also from the drugstore. I love that one as well. So I'm just saying this is nice, but the price, had this been $25, I could have been like, this is a great powder. $40 for a Too Faced powder that's not even 5 grams is ridiculous. How much is this powder? This one is 8 grams. 8 grams, the Rare Beauty one. I will say I like this powder more than this, but it's not even 5 grams. I usually love these lip products that have a squeezy tube, and I don't mind this one either. It's just a little watery in consistency, and this is the Juicy Peptide Lip Balms from Makeup Revolution. It looks pretty nice on the lips. It is just a little too thin on the lips, so it almost like it wants to go everywhere. But the one thing that really makes me disappointed is that they're supposed to have different smells, but they all smell like that My Little Pony plastic from when you were a kid. And this is supposed to be latte, but I don't know, maybe it's the name of the My Little Pony. Latte the Pony. I actually think that this is probably a good product, but not if you want the same brow gel as me. This is the new brow gel from Merit. Oh, sorry, of course. The small one has the product, clearly. This is a nice brow gel, but it does not have enough hold for me. So if you're like me and you want end of the world apocalypse, even if I get stuck in a tornado, my brows will not move kind of a hold, this will not be it. If you're looking for something that has some color, a nice brush, just gonna give you a little hold, I'm sure this will be great. The packaging is really cute, but it won't be enough if you want what I want. This is the CoverGirl Clean Invisible Foundation. I think that this is a very decent foundation. It gives you a medium coverage. It's easy to blend out. It wears pretty good on the skin. It does wear off a little bit in my T-zone, but not to the point that it looks weird. It just kind of starts fading away. The one thing I will say though, this shade range is annoying. Nowhere, not even on CoverGirl's website, on none of the places that sell this foundation, there is description to what the shades mean. Because this one is called Golden Natural, right? Yeah, 115 Golden Natural. And I bought that because that sounds like something I would like. But this is a peach foundation. And I am sorry, but Golden Natural shouldn't be peach. I straight up look like a piggy bank with this one on. I have been wearing this, and I've even been wearing this out and about, looking like a piggy bank, taking one for the team. It is a decent enough foundation, but how are you going to get the right shade? Nobody is describing the shades, not even CoverGirl's website. And if they're naming them Golden Natural and giving you a peach foundation, how are you supposed to know? Ridiculous. If you get a foundation that's your shade, it's pure luck. This is the Sigma Skin Perfector Hydrating Tint. This one is too glowy for me. It does get a little bit too glowy over time for me. And also, I have the shade 2, which is too light for me. This is like almost like a pinky peachy shade. And then I have the shade 3 that is better for me, but it's a little bit too light, if I'm not totally mistaken. Or is this the one that's a little pinky peachy? Now I keep forgetting, but luckily I have it here so I can try it. Hello? Oh, this is the one that's, okay. This is the shade 3. I think you can see that's not my shade. And this is the one that's, yeah, a little peachy in the undertone. And you can see that's not my shade. And I only have 2 and 3. And from what I heard, the gap to 4 is pretty, like it goes pretty deep. So you can tell that's a peachy undertone and that's not my undertone. And there unfortunately is only 5 shades. And I really hope that in the future they're able to give more shades, because in the color corrector, there are 3 shades, but each corrector has 2, so there's 6 shades, and the skin tint only has 5. And again, even if they come out with my shade, this isn't the perfect for me. Again, oily combo, 40 years old. I think it's too glowy for me. But my friend Samantha March, who has dry skin, really loved this formula, and she also has a peachy undertone, so for her it works better. So it's one of those things, if it works for you, it works for you, and if it doesn't, then you end up with this peach, just a lot of peach. These are going to be the collaboration between Game Beauty and Titan something? I keep forgetting. Something Titan. These are glosses, and these are very, very nice glosses. I will say the colors aren't... They smell... Oh my god, I get it in my nose. They smell a little butterscotch toffee-ish. Oh, here's the shades. The shades are pretty like more neutral shades, as you can see, and then there is a peachy one. I think these are really nice. I traveled with this one, I think it's Armin. No, okay. This is probably, like, this one is the more peachy one. And which one did I travel with? Because I did travel with one of these. Yeah, and this one is, it's not the same color. I do know, though, from experience that it is really, really hard to get the color to be the way that it is on the bottom. Yeah, this is the one. The brownie, actually the one I had out first, the brownie peachy one. These are really, really comfortable and they're not super long lasting, and it's probably because they're a little bit more balmy. Also, the applicator is kind of small, but it is a nice formula. I do like these. I think they are really cute. I do wish, though, that either this one matched better or we could see into them and see like which color is which. But again, those are just petty things, and I do know from experience that it is a lot harder than you might think that it is. I'm actually wearing one of these today. This one is not it. Go away. These are the liquid highlighters from Unearthly Cosmetics. I am wearing the one that it's a lavender today. I really like these. I think they look really good on the skin. I will say, though, the dry down time on these are pretty quick. So do what... So do one cheek first, blend, and then do the next one, because the dry down is pretty quick, just so you don't end up getting a patchy result. But they're also not very greasy in consistency, which means that you can actually blend these on top of powder, which is something that I really appreciate. I think that this formula is really nice, and I would honestly really appreciate if we could get more colors and even more like neutral leaning colors, because I actually, listen, I used up a liquid highlighter. I didn't even know that was possible. I thought it was against the law. Let me talk about these from Lethal Cosmetics. These are their like glitter duochrome multi-chrome gels. They released these a while ago and I have been testing them out. I think these are really nice. This works. This is like a multi-chrome in like a flaky, almost glitter, but it is not glitter. It doesn't feel gritty on the lids, that you can put on your lids, you leave it for a bit, it dries down, and you have like a multi-chrome on your lid. I don't use a lot of liquid eyeshadow like this, and I also prefer on me someone that has a little bit more of a textured eyelid. Age do be getting us all. I am 40 years old. These like super textured, kind of like multi-chrome flaky eyeshadows do tend to age me into the future, and I get very textured eyelids. So these kind of flaky ones are not perfect for me. I have used them though on top of an eyeliner, and they do dry down completely, and that is stunning. Do recommend that. But if you want something like this in your life, these do work very well. These are the blushes by Makeup by Mario. He sent me a couple of shades, and I have been using this one that's called Watermelon. That is not watermelon, that's a brush. This is watermelon. It is like a bright pink. I have been so into these bright watermelon-y pinks. Lawless has one. This one from Makeup by Mario is beautiful. I'm going to show you some others as well. I think these are just, as I'm not wearing this blush today, I'm actually wearing a red Type 28 blush. Love these kind of warm poppy pinks. I actually prefer his formula in the balm, only because I feel like this one is more pigmented and a little drier in formula, which I should prefer, but it also is a little tuggy. I'm not able to draw this on the face with the stick, which means that I just prefer, if I can't draw it on with the stick, then just give it to me in a pan, and that's why I probably prefer his pans. The formula is nice though. I just prefer having a cream formula in a pan if they're not emollient enough so that I can just draw it on myself. Maybe I'm being silly like that. Let me talk about a couple of lip oils. I mean, lip oils have been going bananas this year. Lip oils and balms in squeezy tubes, that is the melody for this year. And I have 3 different formulas here, and I love all 3. And they all have something that's not perfect with them. I will say this one probably is the one that has the least, it's not perfect with them. Maybe it has the least luxurious packaging. This is from Gourmande Girls, and this one is in black pink. This one, I want to show this as well, because a lot of you were interested in this black shimmery lip oil with pH adjusting. Gourmande Girls has the exact same one, better scent, much cheaper. So you can see that it's a black pink, and this one also has almost like a cassis scent, and it is really pretty. I wish this one was a little thicker. Maybe that could be like the one thing. I wish it was a little thicker. I love the clearance formula, but it is very expensive. And also the Gourmande Girl one comes in so many different scents and like colors. Like if you go on the website, you won't believe how many different scents and colors there are. Like it's incredible. The one from Colourpop, I actually like the formula of this one maybe the most because it is a little thicker, but that the doe foot is so stuck in here that you have to like really push it out. And if you push too far, you're gonna get lip oil everywhere. It smells minty, which I love. And this one is thicker in consistency. I love that. This one is my favorite color of the one they came out with. It is in Beverly Drive. It is a sheer red. I absolutely love it. So they all have pros and cons. Just depends on what you're looking for. We're getting into my last bucket of things here. And I gotta say, there was no like absolute clear winners this time, which is interesting because usually I almost always have something where I'm like, this is such a good product, this is my new holy grail, blah 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 blah, all of that. I feel like this time it was more like, these are good products, but they're not a new holy grail. Maybe that sounds a little harsh, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. I wanted to talk first about the new cream blushes by Colourpop in a pan. They did have these before in a heart-shaped compact as well, and I think this is part now of their main like line, the permanent line. This is Baby Bunny, which is a really nice, like almost like, it is kind of a bright light red. And then I also have here that I've been using Larchmont Village, which is like almost like a muted brown, like a darker beige. These are nice, but if you use a color that's too light, you might need to use too much. It ends up being greasy if you use too much, because they are pretty pigmented, but also if you need to use a color that shows up on you. Like this one is like a darker one on me, but I won't get this color on my cheeks. And if I want this color on my cheeks, I have to go a little darker. So, and I don't want to say they're sheer, but they're buildable. But when you build them, you also get the balm. Does this make sense? And balms always end up being too balmy and can break up stuff underneath if you're not careful. still think that this is a good product. I think this is a good release, but just keep that in mind. And it's the same with a lot of other like balm blushes, that if you want full-on pigment, you will need to use like some of the darker shades, because if you build up a lighter shade, you will get grease city. It will be sticky. And I feel the same about these by Makeup by Mario. I got 2 of the shades for summer, and these are the only ones that I have tried from the brand, from this formula. So this one is in Paradise Pink. This is that warm corally watermelon pink I'm talking about. This is extremely pigmented. You definitely don't have to worry, and that's why I'm putting this a little bit on top of Colourpop. This is so pigmented, you don't have to worry about using too little, and also it's because it's such a poppy color. So I don't know about the lighter color, because I know the permanent line has lighter colors, so I'm not judging those because I've never tried them. And this is the orangey one. It is called Papaya Pop. But these 2 shades, very pigmented. I only have to use a little, but I can tell when I swatch this one next to the stick, the cream blush instead, I can tell the stick cream blush is a little drier in formula and a little bit more pigmented. But I prefer a pan. I like a pan. Next one, I want to talk about I think these are the stick BB creams, beauty balms. These are the ones from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have 16 for, they sent me a bunch of shades because I actually did end up doing a sponsorship with this one, because I remember I didn't want to try this because it was like an oil stick. But this one is really good. It's actually a really, really good product. It goes on super nice on the skin. You twist it up with this one here. So it goes on really nice on the skin, and it is a sheer coverage. And if I set this with a sheer coverage of powder, it doesn't move around. I can touch my skin, and something about the formula being oil-based, it doesn't break up with oils, of course, because oils with oils doesn't break up. It doesn't get that goopy. So I thought this was going to be really greasy on my skin, but it just looks healthy on my skin. It looks like I've applied skincare. It looks like my skin is just having a really good day. And I'm actually kind of impressed with the longevity of this one because of how nice it just sits on the skin. And yeah, if I just do a light cover of powder before after putting this one on, it actually does work like a really nice long-lasting skin tint. And I really liked how it felt on the skin. It just felt like skincare. I'm really impressed, honestly. If I'm looking for a matte full coverage foundation, I mean, this isn't the one. But I didn't think that was going to work at all on my oily combo skin, but it really did, and I was kind of impressed. Okay, I don't know if I have talked about this product before. This is from LH Cosmetics, and these are the Duo Dimension shimmery blushes. These are lovely. These are more high intensity shimmer on the cheeks. These really are a shimmery blush. So these are more like a blush and highlighter combo kind of a thing. This is called Charming. This is the duo that they did together with Margareta Gräs, which is a very big Swedish beauty influencer. And there is a nudie one and there's a pinky one. So these are her perfect colors. But I gotta say, this product is beautiful. It comes in other shades as well in their main line. And I also really like this one because this brownie one does lean a little pinker on there's a little bit of a pink undertone on it, at least on my skin. I just think that these are really pretty on the skin. It's a really nice duo and an easy product if you want to have a highlighter and blush all in one. I really like the lipsticks that Dolly Parton did. These are the Dolly Beauty, which is Dolly Parton's own brand. These are the lipsticks. I have a swatch reel of these and I will put them up so that you can see it. These are really nice. They're very balmy in consistency. Clearly, the packaging is very extravagant. I did travel with this one and I brought the... I don't know if this I brought. No, this is Birthday Suit. This is the lighter one. It almost has a little bit of a yellow undertone, which is something that I really like. This is almost like concealer lips on me though. Not that I mind it, but I do need a lip liner with this one. They are very balmy in consistency. They're very slippy and shiny. The only thing I will say, since the longevity isn't amazing on them, I wish they were a little bit more moisturizing on the lips because they feel like a balm, but I don't think they moisturize like a balm. But I was very surprised at how slippy and sheer and comfortable these are on the lips. The red one is full on opacity though. The one is called Jolene Red. It is full on opacity. The other three are sheer but buildable. They do smell like roses though. They don't really taste like anything, but they smell like roses. So beware, there is a flowery scent to these. I think it makes sense for the brand. I wish it didn't, but I just want to let you know, I think the formula is beautiful and I'm excited to see if they come out with more things in the future. I also really like the Lunar Beauty new liquid blushes. These are so pretty. These are so nice. I really like the colors. There's almost like a couple of like more poppy. This one is almost like a lavender pink. And then there's a couple of more like, yeah, this one is like more like a corally peach, and then there are 3 that are a little bit more like muted colors. These are very pigmented. 1 drop is enough. You've seen the video where I did 2 drops and had it like almost over half my cheek. Very blendable, very pigmented. You don't need a lot. They blend very easily with a shimmer if you want to blend it with a highlighter. I've done that. It's really beautiful. They are extremely blendable. So even though they're that pigmented, they're very blendable. I just think these are easy to work with. I like the formula a lot. I kind of hope, I don't think he will, because I know Manny isn't all about a shimmery blush, but I would love to see this formula in shimmers for the summer. I think that would be so cool. I am so impressed, oh there's a long hair, with this new matte lip stain by Benefit. I bought this one myself. This one is in French Toast, and I wish they had more colors that I wanted. French Toast is beautiful. It smells, it smells fruity, but almost buttery. I know that, like almost like a fruit pastry. That's how it smells. I like the packaging. It fades down to the color in the bottom. This is really cute. It have a glossy lip stain and they have a matte lip stain. What I am reviewing is the matte lip stain. It is beautiful on the lips. It is pigmented but not fully opaque, so it is a little bit sheer. It gives that really matte blurred looks on the lips without being fully opaque. You can definitely do an ombre blurred lip with this one if you want to do those more like blurred lines, or if you want to like just do a soft like a little gradient on the lips, or they're really nice to just do 2 layers as well and they're almost fully opaque. They just look and feel really good. Really good. They're not crusty. They don't feel dry on the lips. I'm very impressed. I wish they had more colors that I wanted. And I think honestly next time I see these in store, I'm going to swatch all of the other ones and see if I can find another color that I love, because I really am super impressed with this formula. I didn't think that I was gonna like this, and I know a lot of people are not interested in Morphe at all right now, which is perfectly fine. Just ignore this product. But if you were looking for a liquid bronzer from the drugstore, this one from Morphe, they're called the Hot Shot Sun Drops. Very nice formula. They are pigmented, but not overly pigmented. They're almost like a gel cream. They're very easy to blend out. They're really nice to work with. I still personally prefer the ones from Makeup by Mario because I'm so impressed with how sheer they are and how believable it looks on the skin. But if you're looking for something that is affordable and has a little bit more pigment, these honestly are really good. It also comes with one of these like little squeezy ones. Again, I totally understand why someone wouldn't want to buy anything from Morphe right now, but if you are in the market for an affordable liquid bronzer, these are great. No shimmer. I am in the shade Bronze Bombshell, and I'm very, very impressed. But my favorite thing is something that I have been wearing all throughout since I bought it. I've traveled with this one, and this is the Yummy Skin Lift and Flex Concealer. The first time I used this, I didn't love it because it didn't look great on, I had a dry patch. When I don't have a dry patch, this is great. I don't want to use too much though. This is one of those, it's very pigmented. It will cover with just like 3 drops under my eyes. It blends up beautifully and it is self-setting. So this is a little bit more of a drier formula. If you have very dry under eyes, you probably will not use this. But if you like the same concealers as me, you might really enjoy this one because it reminds me actually a lot of the Huda Beauty concealer, but this one is even more self-setting than that one. Just something that makes me not have to use as much powders. Really been enjoying this one. I actually went to a Danessa Myricks event as well, and they got me more shades. I have the shade number 6 here, and this is the one that I bought myself. This one is slightly too light for me, so I think I have a shade in the goodie bag that's on the floor here somewhere. There's like one up from this one that probably will be an even better shade match for me, but I really do enjoy this one. And if you are looking for a liquidy, very pigmented, self-setting concealer that is not greasy or described as hydrating, I think you will really enjoy this one. Also, the packaging is super cute. The one thing that's not my favorite, the doe foot is very small. I prefer something that's a little bit bigger than this, just so that I can do a dot on each side. This doe foot is smaller. I have to like maneuver it a little bit more. I don't draw on a lot of concealer unless I really need coverage. But yeah, that's the only thing I don't love with this one. I don't love the doe foot. Other than that, I think it's beautiful. With that being said, I feel like I've tried a lot of product as of late that's been like, this is fine. This is fine. It's okay. It's some of this, it's great. Is this my favorite concealer in my collection? No, I don't think it is. Is it top 5 right now? Yeah, that I think it is. But it's just like, it's interesting when you try a lot of products like I do. I use them on a daily basis. I travel with them. I match them with different things. I try to see like, how does it work with this primer or this powder or on top of powder or all of these different things. And it's so interesting when you have like this full round of a product and there's not one product that is like, I have found a new holy grail. I hope you didn't dislike that with this video, but I also don't want to be that kind of a creator that's like, oh my God, run, don't walk, you have to buy this right now. Because honestly, if you have a good makeup collection, I don't think you need any of this. That's going to be the honest truth. But maybe something here piqued your interest and there's something here where you're like, actually, this fills a hole in my collection. Maybe. And honestly, I will keep using this one. I wouldn't be surprised if I see this one in my yearly favorites. Is this the best concealer I've tried this year? Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I have to think about that. So yeah, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to check the information in the description box. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And I will see you soon in a new video. Also, this video is probably going up while I am off traveling. So if I'm not super active in the comments, I'm actually on vacation. I know that you are okay with that, but I'm just letting you know right now. But yeah, I'll see you soon in a new video. Bye.